consistent. How fast did that happen? Holy shit.
Well, hello, we're here. We're live.
Oh, it's Sunday afternoon here on the East Coast. Evening over there in the UK. We got a lot to talk about. Make sure that you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. While we let this go, welcome to the Snobby Boys.
I get those goosebumps every time. I need the hype. Throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time. Every time. Every time.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Snobby Boy Podcast. I'm your host, Colby. That's my homeboy, Joe, right there. Man, that was a good
Refreshing.
Whew.
That was refreshing, man.
Yeah. Man, did that feel like days of old? I mean, just like
It certainly did.
to the fucking fingers, it was just like, hey, I recognize that team. Wow.
First time we got to enjoy a thrashing like that against a better opponent, because few times we've done that has been against less than the best quality opponents. So doing that against a team
Right.
that's also fighting for a top 4 spot and looking that dominant, man, that was so nice.
Yes, it was.
So nice to watch yesterday.
Yes, it was. Before we get too far with it, make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, make sure you're following us on social media so you know when we're going to be on. I'll be honest with you, that's really all I feel like posting on here anymore, because you literally scroll through the fucking anywhere. It's just I'm so tired of fucking, and I don't want to be a part of it. So if you want to know when we're going to be here to discuss things, make sure you're following us on social media. All right. Joe, what are we talking about?
This afternoon, evening, whatever you want to call it, wherever you are joining us from, we are going to obviously dive into the Newcastle match, do a nice thorough review of our 4-0 thrashing of Liverpool.
Shit.
Next
That actually did happen today. Wrong.
But yes. Same scoreline too, right? Like, come on. That's what tripped me up there. Thank you for knowing where my head was at without me having to say it. So, Newcastle butt whooping. We will be reviewing that and taking care of that. We will then jump into some of the City, Premier League, and community updates. We'll take you guys a little bit around what happened this weekend, where we stand in the table, and where some of our rivals, shall we say, are sitting in the table as well. And then we'll just finish up with comments with you guys, a little bit of bro time, just chat about how our week was, things like that. And I'm sure we will look a little bit ahead in those community and city update section towards the big one on Wednesday against Real Madrid.
Dun, dun, dun. Right.
Exactly. So, let's jump into Newcastle, shall we? Per usual, we typically start off with the starting 11 discussion. When we see City posts the 11, typically Colby ends up sending it to me because he sees it before I do, and then we debate a little bit on what we saw. So for me, the first thing that stood out was we were getting 3 of our 4 new signings in the starting lineup together. We got Kushi in the back line. Nico was playing that 6, and Marmoush was going to be playing pretty much all across the front line, wherever he felt like he was going to pick up. So that was the thing that stood out to me the most, was getting to see those guys. And I like seeing John and Kushinov partnered together. They seem to
They have a good
pretty
rapport.
good. Yeah, exactly. They got 45 minutes together last weekend?
2 matches.
2 weekends ago? 2 matches ago, yes.
What up, Steve?
So they seem to be getting together a nice little rapport, and they what John does well, Kushinov maybe not be the best at, but Kushinov's got that pace, man. We got to see that on full display against Newcastle.
Shit, he did.
He's a little more physical, and John's a little bit more of the finesse organizer, ball player of the two, so that they balance each other really well, I think. So it was really cool to see him, and then Nico obviously being fit again. We weren't sure what we were going to get out of him because he didn't feature midweek after going off last weekend. So getting to see him put in a full shift, man, that was a welcome sight. So seeing those three were definitely the thing. Was there anybody else that kind of caught your eye when you saw it besides those three? Because I'm sure most folks were noticing that same thing.
No, not really though. Not really. What I saw there was a good mix of new talent, youth, and experience, all mixed through that 11. The one thing that I thought I was going to see, and I think we kind of did at times during the game, was Holland and Marmoush kind of working as a double striker.
Mm-hmm.
It happened here and there. I would like to see that a little bit more. I think it would be really neat for us to even go to like a 4-4-2 here and there, depending on who we're playing. We have to be a little bit more defensive, maybe. But seeing them kind of work together up front was really, really neat to me.
Something else that kind of caught the eye was Ruben and Ake weren't even in the match day squad. They were clearly, and they were training today, so it wasn't like they're totally unfit. But I think that was a purposeful choice from Pep to kind of give those guys added time off, even though this was a big game for us. I mean, the Premier League, whoever won this game, given Chelsea's result on Friday, is going to vault into the top 4. So this was a big match for both squads. So
we're gonna, this particular comment, I'm gonna star it because
he's hacked the notes once
dude,
again.
you are in our fucking notes somehow, and I know it. No, I'm just kidding. Savino did cook. He did look so much more mature in the side, which was really nice to see. Yeah. So let's go. Do we know what's happening with Roops?
I think they're trying to take it slow with him because they knew that they were going to need him on Wednesday.
I'm okay with this as long as
that's
there's
what it
no
is.
new mix up of. I don't. Listen to me. There's one thing I don't want to hear the rest of the fucking season is that we got another knock. I know it's going to happen. I know it is, but I'm so tired of that little initial gut check.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear it, you're just like, oh, ow, that hurt.
No. We also had a new captain.
We did have a new captain, Pep.
Came out with the armband and was added to the 5-man leadership group, pretty much from Pep's recommendation. He said he nominated Holland to join the committee, and since Walker was gone, there was a vacant spot to be added, and he referenced the fact that Holland's going to be around for a long time and likes his mentality and feels like he could be future club captain material down the line. So, what's up, Steven? Good to see you, sir. Happy Sunday. And
Steve.
Yeah.
We gonna get there, bro. We gonna get there. Stop reading notes.
Right? So yeah, it was nice seeing Holland as the guy.
You know, I gotta say this.
That was good to see.
I think that, I mean, it was always in the cards, I feel like. I mean, I'm not saying that he's like prime type leader, but he's the guy that everybody looks to on the pitch. Like, hey man, we signed you for a good bit of money. Let's I'm counting on you. So I think it's good for him because It gives him a confidence boost too. I mean, I don't know anybody else on the squad right now that I would put in for Kyle Walker as a replacement.
Yeah, and it seems like recently he's kind of found his voice more. You see him being more like that uplifter when a goal's conceded or somebody makes a bad play or something like that. You can kind of see him starting to find his voice a little bit more on the pitch with the lads. So it seems like he's growing into being more comfortable in the squad, and sometimes it just takes people a little longer to find that portion find that portion of themselves to come out and be ready to use their voice like that. So it's definitely positives to have that coming out of him. So
For sure.
Man.
You put it on here, didn't you? Proud of you, bro.
So I think we all were probably keeping an eye on the three new signings throughout the match. I'm not sure if there was anybody else pre-match that popped that you were going to be like, you know what, I want to see how he was doing. But for me, I wanted to see how Kushinov was going to respond against a top flight, quick and physical front line of Newcastle. I also wanted to see how Nico was going to perform and hopefully not come off after 20, because we saw a good 20 minutes 2 matches ago in the FA Cup, but we just didn't get the chance to see enough of it. But so I was definitely curious to see what it was going to look like, what he was going to look like with a full 90 under his belt, and then I was obviously wanted to see what our big money signing was going to do in a more challenging environment, because he had he's come on recently, didn't have quite the impact as his first go around. That first outing, we really were like, he really popped quite a bit, and we're like, ooh, we got something there. And then the next two kind of ups and downs, but man, did he show off on Saturday.
Yes, he did. Absolute demolition of fucking Newcastle within 33 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
He put in more goals than you faster than you can say oil money.
You ain't kidding.
Bro.
So, and all within 15 minutes, a 15-minute hat trick.
Yeah.
Very Holland-esque of Marmoush.
That was wild. I really don't think anybody expected him to come out and just like absolutely pulverize them.
Yeah, and in very different ways.
Thanks, Chad.
Thank you, Chad. Thanks for stopping in. Have fun at the pub.
Right.
Have a pint for us, please.
Sitting there having a pint, so I'm just gonna say what's up. Thank you. Appreciate that.
So, that first goal reminded me very much of Sergio once again, and Holland too. What I loved about that long ball from Eddie, he took his space, so none of the Newcastle guys were really apt to close him down at all. So he just took a couple of touches, took a couple more outside the box. And then what I loved was Holland kind of dropped in because he noticed that they were man marking, and with Dan Burn. So he dropped more into the midfield area, and that took Dan Burn out of that hole, and that allowed Marmoush to be matched up one-on-one with Trippier, who at one point in his peak was a very fast right back. But man, that ball from Eddie, that like outside bend that he puts on it, and then Marmoush he pulled a Holland, and he kind of like bodied a little bit to throw him off, and then just took it right in under him. And that chip, man, that chip over Dubraka, I think is having trouble saying his name, but man, like when he as soon as Marmoush hit it, he knew it was going in. When he hit it, and I was watching on the broadcast, I was like, "Ooh, that might go a little too high," but he immediately knew it was going in, and that was Eddie's 6th Premier League assist, which puts him at the top of all goalkeepers all time. And not only did he set a record for all time, that he also broke the record for most Premier League assists in a season by a keeper. He has 3 this season already. So I loved that they started playing direct. I loved the finish from Marmoush, and that really just set us off from the get-go, because seemed throughout the whole match that we were on it, and they were not super interested in playing.
No, there wasn't. This felt like a demolition just because of exactly that. They literally they had almost zero fight. But and I mean, take it two ways if you want, but I mean, it really kind of helped our guys shine. Specifically Nico. I mean, fucking Christ, man.
Holy smokes.
That kid put in a fucking game, man. I'm very, very, very impressed. We're gonna go deeper into that a little bit later, but I'm just like really impressed with the guy. Especially, I mean, comments are going on about it too. But
yeah, Peter, spot on, absolutely, dude. Like, fantastic game all from both sides. Controlled the game, put in a shift defensively. He was a physical presence in there, breaking up counterattacks, and we knew that's what Newcastle wanted to do. That's their game against us because they have pace to burn out wide and up the middle with Isak and Gordon, and they could not get anything going because of the work of our triangle in the middle with Stones, Kushinov, and Nico. Like that was they couldn't do anything in that space. It was forcing them wide, and then our wingers, Phil and Savinho, were both doing a great job tracking back and providing support for Rico Lewis and Yashko. So it was a complete performance from everybody on the squad on Saturday. So really, really happy with that. Second goal from Marmoush, Gundo, doing the things we need from him. That's the Gundo we need. The one who's kind of an 8, more 10, hanging around the box, playing those incisive through balls to find our strikers, and having somebody like Gonzo to cover and to do the running for him. He can't do that anymore. So this is the best version of Gundo that we're going to see. He has to have somebody behind him that's going to protect him and cover and not make him have to run so much. He can kind of focus on these kind of passes, because that little slip pass into Marmoush, who chopped it into his right side and then just buried the finish into the back of the bottom left corner, absolutely beautiful. So good little connection from those two. That's Gundo was always that guy with Holland too. He and Holland, when they were cooking his first go around with us, would always find those little passes to break lines in and around the box. So I like seeing that connection building with those guys too. And then Marmoush is completing the hat trick. Savinho Lewis Hall, who is a very promising left back. He's a young guy, a lot of ability, a lot of talent, and Savinho's the same age. They're both 20, and Savinho was getting the better of him the entire match. Lewis Hall didn't know which way he was going all game, and he just played a perfect ball back into space across the box, and Marmoush with the one-time poacher's goal finish to complete the hat trick within 14, 15 minutes. Just 3 goals in that short period of time with solidarity in the back and in the midfield. It, like we said earlier, like it felt like we were watching City from 2 years ago.
It did. Yeah. Sorry, my eyes are everywhere right now.
No, you're good. We were brilliant. I don't want to take away from how good we were on Saturday, but boy, Newcastle did not offer up much resistance defensively, nor did they really offer a whole lot going forward. I think their first shot on target was in the 60th minute, so it took them a while to get into the game at all. Credit to us though, we made them do that because of the play of our guys. But it was interesting because my wife and I were talking after the match, and it was like this was a big game for Newcastle. Like they've been doing fairly well recently with good form and competition, but it was interesting for them to no-show in such an important match, because now, for them at least, they've dropped down to 7th, so they are completely out of Champions League positions, and we're up back into the top 4 again on our own on 44 points. So, right, Mike? It's crazy what happens when you play a little more direct and play progressive football again. Good things happen to you.
Not this pass backwards, pass forward a little bit, pass the side, pass a little,
And-
pass the side. Fucking Christ! Yeah,
Yep. So
that's also a thing too. Newcastle
yeah,
cannot be the
yeah.
system. I don't know if it's like I don't know. I don't know if Kieran Trippier just like has a curse or like a curse planted on him. But every time he comes back home, he gets butt whooped,
Yes, he does.
so to speak. Yeah, this
So
was a massive help today too, or was it today? Yesterday, massive help having those two teams lose. This,
Forest lost to Fulham yesterday, and then Chelsea
yeah,
losing to
this.
Brighton on Friday.
The only thing that seems out of reach is first at this point. We can still work our way into second with the last remaining nine or 10 matches left.
There are 8.
Eight
No.
matches left.
No, I lied. I'm way off. My math is god awful.
He's not mad.
We've played 25. There's 38, so we have 13 more to go.
13 more weeks. So we've got
don't
13
mind me.
more weeks to go. Excuse me, I was off.
A lot of points to play. A lot of points to play for. You were much closer than I was.
I want to thank Alani for the good flavor. You're gonna be on point right now. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
United lost today. We always love seeing United lose, especially me. Fucking hate that team. Hated that team before I knew this one existed.
We all saw what was coming. New
Dude,
manager is not shit.
Bro.
New manager is not shit. His
people
sporting team were good.
People
and they've been shit
since
he left
because he beat us at Sporting. So
he's not bad manager because his team was doing well.
He just has a really badly run program. Period.
And his players do not fit his system whatsoever. They're his. No.
Did you split the G? Can you split the G?
So it's 100% because look what happened to Sporting once he left. They have taken a nosedive and been awful.
Yeah, Eucharist looks human now.
Yeah, he's hardly playing even when he's been fit. So I think he's like, I'm biding my time. I'm not trying to get injured. I'm out of here as soon as the summer window opens.
Dude, I wonder who picks that guy up. He was fun to watch.
So, United are just we know how they are run from top to bottom. He's not giving him much of a chance because his players do not fit the way he would like to play, and he's continuing to run the same formation and same tactics because that's how he runs his team. But the guys that they have just cannot do the same do what he had going at Sporting. People are hurt, but again, that's not an excuse because we've been banged up. I did like, I think Pep was taking the piss out of Tottenham and United a little bit during his presser because he mentioned, again, I don't want to toot my own horn too much, but exactly what I said like a month or two ago about we've had a terrible run, but at least we're not 14th, 15th. And Pep said that in his presser, and I was like, oh, I want to say I said that not too long ago. Right. And that's 100% a dig at United, considering they were sitting 14th before this weekend, and now they're down to 15th. So, like a little shithousery from my manager.
I just don't want to hear any of them talk up at me ever.
No.
I just don't.
No. Absolutely not. Do you see your favorite boy from Newcastle, Shar?
Fucking hate that guy.
Continued. He wasn't as bad as usual, but he did take his opportunity.
Jordan was worse than Shar in this one.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about being a shithouse, but I mean, he did. Yes, that one was a complete shithouse move.
There's a little dive looking for a penalty in the box. The referee immediately was like, "Nope, get up, let's go. We're playing on." So, per usual, he's up to his usual tricks. So
I can't stand him.
Right?
Him, Lucas Digne, fucking who else can I not stand that plays defensively? Dan Byrne, don't like him. You know what I do like that's not on our team? I wish he was. I know this is completely fucking random, but I wanted to say something about him weeks ago. Maximine Lacroix that plays on Crystal Palace. Dude, I saw him playing
Mhm.
with Wolfsburg fucking like 4 years ago. Man, that dude is. I wish we would have gave him a look at
Mhm.
one point. That would have been a nice
He's a
little.
good player.
Yeah, I'd really like his style.
Steve, yes, this. How crap are most of the league if we struggled since
November.
November? Yeah, we're still top 4.
Well, I mean, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. I mean,
And
this I feel that if somebody picks up on that, this is where the whole money thing comes in again. Oh, well, City have all money, bro. We just know how to
the
spend
rest of the Premier League, yes, y'all aren't good at spending it like we are. And you guys have money. All those other Premier League clubs, they have money too. They're making ass loads of money off their TV deals and all that. They're making profits. They're in the Champions League too, so they're getting extra money there. They have the money. They're just not utilizing it. So, and we haven't spent in a long time. This window is the first time in like 2 or 3.
The Gooners are blowing that dude Marino they have now all of a sudden.
Oh, we scored 2 goals today. Oh my gosh. Good luck with that.
God,
When you have 3 healthy forwards. One of which is Raheem Sterling. That's recipe for success in chasing down Liverpool. No striker and a bunch of wingers that are not in great form right now. So,
are you making a
Mikel
Crocs
Marino
joke?
scored 2.
Is he making a Crocs joke? If so, that's for you, bro. The Big Blizzard's life, the Big Bang, the evolutional life, and City losing to the copyright side. No shit, bro. Well played. Like
yes, 100%.
Sterling fell off a cliff. Yes, he did, dude. Okay, what's up? How you, bud? What was it? Has anybody seen the pooch that's on Raheem Sterling, man? Ever since he left us, went to Chelsea and then to Arsenal, bro, homeboy's either eating way too much jerk chicken or he's been having way too many what them Jamaican beers with the weird tops.
Red Stripe.
Yeah, them. He been having
Hooray beer.
Bro, he been having too many of them. But he got a little pooch on him now. It's funny. It's funny.
A little bit of age and a little bit of age and career turmoil, a little bit, bounce around from club to club and puts on a little bit extra dad weight. He's going full dad bod.
They clearly don't have the same standards, is what I'm getting at.
No. Yes. Yes. We all know Pep is famous for being, you have to be within a certain
critical weight
of
i.e. Calvin Phillips.
Other clubs might not have that same rule, it seems. So
no, clearly
he can let himself go a little bit.
Clearly not.
Had used quite a few subs. I'm not going to go through the whole list because you all saw them. But Mac came on and was playing more centrally, and he and Holland can combine nicely off of a corner. Holland using his body, getting up, boxing out, flicking the ball on across, and then little James, little Macca, doing a great job bodying Sandro Tonali, keeping him off the ball and just guiding the ball across into the net off of a corner. That was lovely to finish off, make it 4. That was a fantastic goal. And that's exactly what Macca needs to do. If he wants to hang around, if he wants to get more minutes, right now it looks like his best opportunity 4 minutes is going to be as a sub. So you got to take those minutes that you're given and be impactful. And if he continues to do things like that, that'll help him earn a little bit more time, and a little more trust from the manager. So kudos to him for finishing, being strong in the box, and Holland doing a great job using your height finally on a corner, and flicking it on for another guy, even though he's one of our little dudes. But great finish, 4-0. So
Yeah.
He does. Yeah, absolutely. But you love to see. You got to have those. Got to have those guys. What's up, Huang? Good to see you this lovely Sunday afternoon, evening. Last little bit that kind of popped was at the end there. Holland kind of pulled up a little bit, non-contact. Nobody was really around him, and he kind of pulled up and was grabbing his knee a little bit and had to kind of come off. Looked bad initially because anytime there's no contact and if somebody goes down,
Yes.
dude, our comment guys
Dude,
are
I'm
just
loving this.
phenomenal.
This is all we ever wanted. Just shithousery, poking fun at other. This is it.
Hmm.
This is it. Keep it going.
Absolutely. So Holland goes down a little bit, looks bad, but he was able to get up, walk off, clap the fans off, saying "I'm fine." But man, like that made me super nervous.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Cool. So on the review, at first when it happened, I'm not gonna lie, my nuts went up into my stomach.
I think we all felt that.
Like especially when they reviewed it and you saw the way his knee tweaked. But conversely, all in the same, like we were trying to get players on the pitch at that particular. This is when the game restarted,
Yeah.
and they did not sub in anybody. Ref didn't sub in anybody. Ball gets played that way. He tweaks his fucking knee, and that was what brought on the sub. So I like part of me is like, did you do it on purpose? Or are you playing the theatrics? But then like I've had that happen to me and that don't feel good. And it
No.
might not feel good for a couple of days. You can play on it, but it ain't gonna feel real good for a couple of days. You're gonna feel a little weird. Kind of like stretching out like taffy or something like that
Yeah.
is what it feels like.
Seemed like he trained today though, so that's good
Yes.
too.
Good.
So Diaz trained today. I think Ake was back in training as well. So looks like we're gonna have a good problem to have on Wednesday with squad selection.
Yeah,
Ake,
I didn't think
Yeah.
he was at all like no way. Not right
it was
before
the initial thought, like
Right.
because of everything that's happened. It's like we're trauma bond or we're like
Dude, we literally have PTSD because of all these fucking injuries. Like, oh,
Yes.
well, there's another one. Here we go.
So anytime anybody goes down, I'm like, shit, somebody's done for a while. Same thing with Phil on the PK that he earned against Madrid. That
my
looked
God.
terrible, and I was like, here we go again. So that's how it felt with Holland too. But once he was moving around and everything, it was like, okay, maybe dodged a bullet on that one, which was good. So, but yeah, I think we're gonna have Pep's gonna have an interesting. We'll jump down the neck because I think that's next up we have on it. And for our key talking points here was looking ahead to Madrid and potential lineup who we see plays, because if Ake and Diaz are all fit, but Akanji is not. Stonesy did so well in that holding midfield role. I think Pep might have wanted him to do that, but with no Akanji to play right back, maybe Johnny slides over there, and that opens the door for one Nico Gonzalez to slot right into the midfield this time. He showed himself so well against Newcastle. I feel like you kind of have to put him there. And Rico had a very good game against Newcastle. He didn't do anything. He didn't have any boo-boos. He played well defensively. He added a little bit to the attack. But I think we know what we have with him when it comes to playing big sides like this. I don't think you can run – and Nunez apparently seems to have fallen out of favor a little bit with guys coming back healthy. He's not starting quite so much on the right back because he's not a right back.
Meant to stay there. He was
Exactly,
never meant to stay there.
which is a good thing. So maybe Stonesy goes out to the right back spot. Nico is allowed to do his thing in the midfield. I think we saw Bernie and Kevin rested over the weekend, much like Diaz and Ake, to make sure that they had as much rest as possible before Wednesday's match. So, but the thing is, like Huang said, and I think he said, Kushinov also, he has played extremely well.
He has.
So
the one thing I would like to see with this Madrid match, when it comes to defense, is I would like to see like the veteran and young pairing again, whether that be whatever combination of Ruben, Kushinov, Hayes, and Stones. That's what I would like to see.
Continue with that. It's working.
You can push up John Stones to work with Nico if and when need be. right?
Mm-hmm.
So at least that you have a defensive five. And especially if you're going to drop back into space, I would really like to see that. That way, it gives us more room to move with the attack. I definitely like. I like the pairing of Ruben and Kushinoff, but I also like Stones and Kushinoff better. Like we said a little bit earlier, it's like their rapport is you can see the difference between them and him with other players.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you work it that way to start, and then bring on Diaz a little bit later. Just prepare, like if Pep's going to do this, prepare to take Stones out at 60 minutes. You know what I mean?
Because he also has played
Quite a few minutes.
quite a few minutes lately since he's come back, and we know what tends to happen with him. So being able to manage him a little bit more, maybe something that they look at. But the good thing is, it seems like, again, a little bit more health now. Pep is able to select who he feels has earned the minutes instead of just handing out minutes to
That's
whoever
right.
happens to be healthy. So
Mhm.
this is it's really nice that we can actually all discuss this again as fans, because that's always a fun thing to talk about is who's going to start. Who would you start? Who do you like? Where would you play this guy? But for majority of this season, the lineups have almost picked themselves because of people being just not being healthy. So we haven't been able to look at a big match like this and be like, okay, who are we going to start here? Who do we like? Because just of availability. But now we have that again.
Right.
But again, and then on the other hand, for this, the team that started against Newcastle did so well. Some folks might think they did great. Roll them back out. Keep the momentum going. I personally am not in that category, but I know
Not
there are
entirely.
some, and yes, not entirely.
Not
But
entirely.
I think you make a few tweaks, but I think you keep some of them out there just because of
Church.
how well they perform together. You know what I mean? Yes, Steve. Yeah, we're about. That's our next one after this next topic is the Nico deep dive a little bit. But I do think Marmoush, obviously coming off a hat trick, has to start. Obviously, Holland's starting. We kind of referenced it a little bit earlier in the beginning of the show about how those two can play together, how they complement each other. Marmoush is able to play so many different positions across the front four, pretty much. He can play underneath Holland, next to him, out wide. He's so versatile and plays in different spots for country too. He plays on the wing for Egypt. For Frankfurt, he was playing up top as the lone striker leading the line. But seeing their games appear to just complement each other so extremely well, I'm very much looking forward to seeing that growth and that bond continue to work, because I think those two can be uh, a really lethal combination because of Holland's size and pace, and then the shiftiness of Marmoush. Once they kind of start playing more together and kind of understand each other's games a little bit, I think we're going to see a absolutely deadly combination going forward with those two. Whether it's a front two and Pep, there's so many different formations you can play with two at the front. It could be a straight four cross. You could do a diamond. You could do all kinds of different things, especially with the versatility of the guys that we have on our squad. But seeing those two moving forward, I think it's going to be great. We saw glimpses of it against Newcastle, but I'm just very excited to see what those two can be going forward, and just add such a different dynamic in our attack. So I'm hopeful. I'm excited, man. We're gonna have to score goals, obviously, on Wednesday. So having those two playing well, Holland assisting, Marmoush taking the scoring load off of his back, that's just going to give Madrid and other teams somebody else to, much like when Phil was putting in goals after goals after goals, it made our attack so much better because they couldn't just focus on, let's just take away Holland, and the rest of them are good, but they're not goal scorers. When we have a Phil out there and a Marmoush and a Holland, who are you going to pick to stop? And then if Kevin comes in and for 60 minutes or 40, whatever it ends up being for him, like there's so many options. You can't stop all of them. So, and we know we're going to have to score. So I love their games, and I think there's going to be a dynamic partnership moving forward.
Yeah, Steve. At this point, Nunez. I mean, there's still reason to believe he can be utilized. What does he provide now that he doesn't fill a role that was absolutely needing filled? I don't know. He's going to be a patchwork player. I think if we're going to have some casualties, especially going into the next season, particularly Gundo, I think you kind of need to keep Nunez around.
Mm-hmm.
Why spend more money? You already have somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that was part of the plan the whole time. Who knows? Pep in the presser also called Nico a mini Rodri. The club had been after him since his academy days back at Barca, but we already had Rodri and Dino at the time, so it was like, right?
You're not gonna leave Barca's academy just to come to another academy.
No,
La Masia is has a phenomenal reputation, and rightfully so, because of the quality of players that they put out. So you're not going to make like a lateral move to another academy. If he was going to come from them, it would be to join the first team.
100% this. I just also want to point this out though that even before Pep said it, I said it on his debut. I am going to pat myself on the back for being a dumb American.
Got to pat yourself on the back when the moment just shows itself.
I'm not stupid.
And this game against Newcastle, some of the Nico stats we hadn't seen since a Rodri game against Fulham last year. 100 pass attempts, plus pass attempts, 95% pass completion, and 10 passes into the final third. 6'2", similar size profile. He clearly idolizes and looks up to Rodri, so he's patterned his game much like how Rodri plays. Having somebody back there with his presence, with his ball playing ability, and his natural instinct as a 6 to break up play and to be in the right positions and know where to be to break up counterattacks and to win possession back. It was like having Rodri back out there. Rodri is his own animal. He's in his own tier, but the future pairing of those two,
right? I wonder how many mornings he woke up and put on Michael Jackson's "Man in the Mirror" and pretended he saw Rodri there.
100%. I do hope that he maybe goes and sees Phil's barber potentially, because I think we need a little updo on the hair a smidge.
I want the broccoli hairstyle to go the fuck away. Every one of them look like fucking. Well, his isn't quite like that. It just triggered my brain when you said haircut.
Yes,
but it's not clipped very well. It looks
we gotta tighten it up a little bit. That's all.
Yeah, you look like fucking Jerry from 1955.
But on the other hand, dude doesn't care about that much. Like Rodri doesn't give a shit about social media and things like that. So like I'm about the time on the pitch. That's all I care about. But also, I can't remember who put it. I'm not gonna scroll back in the comments right now because we're rolling. I'm excited about how Nico was like correcting people already on the field during warm-ups. He was talking, and then Pep mentioned too that he was correcting Haaland, saying, "Don't do this, do this." It's like if you're 23 just coming into the squad and you already like are comfortable and confident enough to talk to the other guys like that.
That's not a lie. That's not a lie.
Okay. I thought I was the only one that saw that when I was watching him yesterday. I'm glad that you guys.
That was straight disco era. Fucking
yes, Peter. Anyway, yes, everybody was hyping up bringing in Bruno G all last summer, and then again leading up to the transfer window. Everybody was like, "We got to get him," and Nico showed who the true 6 was that we need to bring in.
Not veggie heads, or veggie heads, not veggie tails.
But so yeah, like there are so many options. Rodri doesn't have to play every single game going forward once he's in. He can, but putting them together like opens up so much because they both can play more of an 8 role. Rodri has showed he's got the eye for goal. They both are great with their feet. They both can spray passes around. when he's back, and obviously we're going to need to ease him in and not just throw him to the fire and say, hey, you're going to go run 90 minutes every game going, starting off the new season. He can cover for him. He can play for him when they can play together. There's just so many combinations that we can utilize going forward with those guys, and we won't have to rely on other dudes playing out of position.
Somebody ship that man some pepper.
Yeah, I think he's ready for a new challenge, but they weren't going to let him go for anything short of a very, very large fee at any point last summer or this window.
Knocking, the value just went up.
Yes, and who doesn't want to play for Pep,
right?
And play in this squad, even with everybody hurt? Like they still want to come here.
Exactly. Shout out to our buddy Zach.
His birthday was yesterday.
His birthday yesterday.
1 week after your birthday.
Right.
Man.
It's funny too.
Are we all Aquariuses?
He was the third set of ears during Columbus week. I just want to throw that one out there.
Yes, he was. He heard everything that other folks were saying.
That the other squad was saying. So just want to throw that little bit out there in case they're watching, because they like to spy on us.
That's yes. With fake accounts.
Fake accounts.
That's real mature.
Using their clips to look at our story, their clips account to look at our story.
Real mature, isn't it?
So dumb.
Are we all Aquariuses? Are you and Zach both Aquariuses too, or are we into the next season?
I don't think Aquarian actually starts until, or excuse me,
I'm an Aquarian.
The next one, Capricorn. Yep. I don't think that starts until like mid-February, so I think we are all Aquarian.
Aquarii? Aquarium? I don't know.
Aquarian.
Aquarian?
Aquarii made me feel weird in so many places. Please don't say that word again.
The plural of Aquarius. I'm going to ask Alexa that later.
Aquarian. Aquarian. That is the plural.
I wanted to be Aquarii.
Dude, stop it. Stop it, dude. I'm serious. My butthole is making fucking weird movements. Stop it.
I'm a chill. You can't underplay this, man. The Spain connection with those two, and if Nico can continue what he's doing here, that Spain squad's gonna be looking real solid up the middle, especially with Zubimendi too. That's a lot of for the Spanish national side.
There was also so many different like people who take from one source and run with it. Zubimendi, if you really go in and research shit, Zubimendi was never coming here. So like everybody who had him up in their mouth, like that was ridiculous. No. Do some research. Guimaraes too. Like, yes, we touched them and said, "Hey, what's going on with him?" But that's all it was. And then fucking, of course, the media.
Every media.
What they do is they blow things out of proportion.
Run with it.
And run with
every
it.
little account. Every little account starts
posting it. Gotta do better. Please don't say
I'm glad you.
My God.
I'm glad you guys in the comments all see through that stuff and
hope so.
Have other eyes. So
hope so. Right. So typically we have a halftime video, but I ain't got one for you guys anymore because all the ones that we were doing, I deleted out of the store. Speaking of the store, Steve, what's up, bro?
Email, bro.
Email.
Send it to us. We want to give you something.
We want to give you something for free, and it will cover all of it. So you just have to pick out what you want.
Yep. Put that gift card in. No shipping costs or anything for you, my guy.
I mean, unless you order like the most expensive thing that we have on there, then we're talking like you might have to spend a couple bucks for shipping. But also, I feel like he said something about PayPal last time, and I feel like there's more ways to pay other than PayPal. But nonetheless, this is a gift card. So Doesn't really
Send
matter.
us an email.
Send us your email. So we're going to go ahead and roll into city and community news based on those factors. We're going to do a little Premier League roundup, standings update.
So I got those up on my other screen. So we are ready to go. So the current top 5 is Liverpool on 60, Arsenal on 53. Nottingham Forest lost this weekend. They're sitting on 47. Right, there you go. And we have jumped up into the 4th spot by ourselves with 44 points. Bournemouth is right behind us in 5th now. They've jumped Chelsea as well.
I still can't
on
get
goal
past the
differential.
fact that Michael B. Jordan part owns Bournemouth.
I know, right? Weird, isn't it?
So weird.
So Bournemouth and Chelsea are both on 43, but Bournemouth has a superior goal differential right now. So they are sitting in that 5 spot. And again, though, that 5th spot is looking more and more likely to be a 5th Champions League spot next year with the way the new format is. The team or the league that performs the best in these competitions across all of their people, I guess, get an extra spot. And the English league is killing it compared to the rest of them. So 5th spot, it will likely be another Champions League spot. Southampton is pretty much all but relegated at this point based on their form. They are far away from everybody else in the 20 spots, so they're on 9 points total. Ipswich and Leicester are sitting on 17, so they're in 18th and 19th respectively, and then Wolves are on 19 points. But it seems like those 4 will be battling to stay up. West Ham is in 16th, but they're 27 points, so they're 8 points clear of the relegation zone. They seemed like they're going to be okay. So the relegation battle is coming down to about 4 teams. Southampton is more than likely going to be done. So 3 teams looking for 1 spot to stay in the Premier League. So we will keep tabs on that. That's what I love so much about the way football is done. Even the teams at the bottom, they're not just playing for a draft pick. They're not just playing for draft positioning. They're playing for their livelihoods. Staying up means so much and so much money, and dropping down means a lot to the livelihood of the club. So it's not just like going through the last half of the season, last third of the season, just kind of going through the motions and almost not necessarily trying to look like you're not trying to lose, if you know what I'm getting at with like NFL teams. Like you want to better your draft position at this point. In American sports. So I love the promotion relegation piece. That is something I hope maybe the USL
yes,
gets excited about. And
I was about to say that might happen
because they're going to be implementing that with USL 1 and USL 2 on our side. So hopefully that catches on, and other soccer leagues on our side of the pond will.
Man, you know the MLS is just going to sit there and grab to fucking all hell.
You already know.
They fucking can't anymore.
Nope.
Dude, in all fairness, we've been wanting this the whole fucking time. Now we can actually support clubs on our fucking turf that actually will be playing for something rather than just a fucking shitty playoff format at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited for this. Like, I really hope this takes the U.S. by storm so they can understand what the game's really like, because the way we're playing it right here, what's it for? Piece of metal at the end of the season that literally 4 teams right now are even able to get. I mean, like, they're the top teams in the MLS. I mean, they are the top teams in the MLS. Kind of the way that the Premier League has their big 6. I feel like the same people will just win it over and over and over again. But
this is true.
With USL, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like the competition is just more fun to watch, if I'm being quite
absolutely. Everton, since hiring David Moyes, has the most points across the Premier League, higher than Arsenal, higher than Liverpool. They're on the best run of form of any Premier League club since David Moyes has taken over. They've jumped above Manchester United in the past 5. They've won 4, tied 1.
We know, dude. We know.
So crazy that Everton was at one point back in the relegation battle, and since Moyes took over, they've really found some form in jumping up the table, and they're looking down at United again. So it is wild to see United on 29 points and only 12 away from the relegation drop zone, and the Champions League positions are 15 points ahead of it. So they're closer to being relegated than they are being a part of the Champions League chase. You got to love that. That's got to put a smile on your face on a Sunday.
Sorry, I gotta. Yeah, keep going.
You're good. We also got word that an independent tribunal confirmed that the previous iteration of the Premier League APT regulations were unlawful in their entirety and deemed them null and void. That does not include the current new format, I guess, that they're trying to pass through. But it appears that is also going to be challenged by us. But a nice big feather in the cap for us once again in the court of public opinion and in the court of actual courts of appeals and all of that. So a lot of positive stuff coming for our side with in our legal battles against the Premier League. So definitely looking forward to seeing more news come out with the APT battle going forward, and then finally get cleared of the 115 mess. So super excited to get some, I guess, get things finalized at this point. So there you go. Keep that up there. So good news there. There's still a little bit more to go since there's a second set of new regulations and rules going through. So we'll I sure hope so. I hope Master's Place is done. He needs to go. He's been a stain on the Premier League since he took over as CEO back in 2019 before all the COVID stuff. So very much ready to put all this stupid shit behind us and we can move forward and all rub it in all those other clubs' faces when they were talking so much shit to all of us about all this bullshit. So bullshit. Hey,
bullshit.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there. This bull.
Yeah, that one right there.
That one right here. Yeah.
The OG one.
Right now. Go do it. 15% off.
Another bit of City news. Claudio Echeverri suffered a grade 1 ankle sprain and was not able to finish the U20 Common Bowl competition.
He was captain too. That fucking sucks.
Captain of Argentina. He was getting
banging it.
2-3 goal contributions a damn game at times. Like he was on fire. So unfortunate for Argentina to lose him for that competition. The grade 1 isn't as it's not the worst one if it goes the other way, right? It's like the higher it is, the worse it is, or is it the opposite?
I'm sorry. Rewind.
When you're grading out like sprains and stuff, is grade 1 the highest? And then like it is. Okay. Yeah. So that's
I think there's three. I think there's 3 levels to it.
It's like 1, 2, and 3.
Level 1.
3 is the
least.
The least. So no, yeah, Steve is not even here and got our curse. Yeah, I know. The curse has found its way all the way over to friggin' South America. 1 to 3, 1 to 2 weeks, it looks like. So hopefully get him over here, get him with our physios. That's a good amount of time to get him acclimated before we need to.
Especially just living there, coming from South American climate to middle of Manchester. England. Yeah.
The Midlands, yeah. But so unfortunate that he picked up a knock because he was in such great form there. But I'm sure our physios will get him taken care of, and they will have a plan to ease him into the first team and get himself comfortable in our area. So, oh, really? That's unfortunate I say that unfortunate.
Fuck! What color do you wear? What's wrong with you?
But he was cooking he was one of the few bright spots that United had, and if he's going to be out for the rest of the season, that's further disheartening for theirs. It is. It truly is.
It's a damn shame.
You clearly meant that from the bottom of your heart.
I really did, from the deepest, darkest spot.
Manu Akanji posted on his IG. He had successful surgery, had a nice thumbs up, and thanked all the people for sending well wishes. So he had successful surgery on his abductor injury and is ready to get started with the rehab process. I want to say,
I don't know why when I read that I instantly heard like 2007 just fly through my head.
Yeah.
I heard an emo kid or an
Yep.
emo man in my head when I'm sorry.
Yes.
I don't know why. Yeah, I do. Oh no, not you, buddy. I was talking about that guy. That guy right there.
Me.
He used improper vernacular when speaking about the red side. I know how blue you are, bro.
I was trying. I did not give it enough sarcasm in my tone on that.
No. Monotonality doesn't really work when you're trying to express things.
This is very true.
I love you though.
So he's going to be out for probably a couple months. So I would imagine maybe at the end of the season, but I would say with Hayes, with Kushinoff, with everybody else getting back healthy, if he needs to be shut down to get ready for the summertime and next season, that's okay. We don't need to be rushing folks back. We've had this conversation pretty much all season long because it's been injuries.
I mean,
has been a topic.
Rodri really wanting to jump the fucking wall.
He's
to get on.
So anxious to be back on the pitch. Kind of last thing for City stuff was the ladies. We kind of referenced this earlier when I had my Freudian slip a little bit at the beginning of the show. The ladies played Liverpool today, and Bunny scored a brace coming back after her abuse that she took online from just absolute shit people.
Did one of these to everybody.
Yes. Put in 2, and the ladies put in a nice 4-0 win on the Scousers. So finding some form. They're starting to get a little bit more healthy once they are back fit. If any of you have watched Caroline since she's been with the side, her and Bunny are going to be an absolute nightmare for opposing defenses going forward. Those two are going to really find a nice partnership once they're ready to go. But Caroline is an absolute game changer, and we're not going to miss Chloe Kelly at all with her out on that wing because she's absolutely fantastic. That's a humongous get.
Good.
My I like that you said it.
I wonder if fucking Gold Dick is having a fucking meltdown with this. We should go check that out.
When is he not having a meltdown?
Dude, Steven posted it on his Instagram today, dude. I fucking love watching him just crumble. It's so much fun.
What a tool bag.
What? Absolutely.
Absolute tool bag.
He is. Yeah. Go ladies. That was awesome.
Chelsea still kind of got a stranglehold on the top spot, but it is what it be. The ladies been dealing with their own injury struggles most of the season, so just gotta get your people healthy, and it's a totally different team when you get your people that fit your system. Yes,
literally, he makes money off of like chewing on our gum. That's what he does.
100%.
It's disgusting. It's gross.
Gross indeed.
Dude, he's a Forest fan. Does he not live in Nottingham? I'm pretty sure he does. How did you jump ship like that? And then what's even funnier is that Nottingham is actually doing really good. So like, how does that look? Absolutely
doing far better.
That guy. I hope I never meet him. I heard he's a cop in real life. If that's her cops over there, like, I don't know. I'd laugh.
Have to.
Yeah, that's all. He's just a troll. He's a straight up troll. I don't know if anybody saw on X. I made a picture through Grok of him as it's a cartoon and he looks like a baby crying. It's fucking hilarious. I don't know if you'll saw it. Check it out there. Oh, okay.
X upper. Yep.
Okay. Fucking.
Ugh.
What an absolute twat fart.
That's the only way to describe him.
His mom should have not let that one go up in there. Should have went on her back. I meant
well, that wraps. Yes,
sorry.
You did clearly. Absolutely.
Yes, that does.
That's about all we got with the city community news. Unless you guys have seen anything pop that you want to talk about, this is now our bro time. So whatever y'all want to talk about, questions, plans you guys got going on, just as a heads up to y'all who watch and hang with us on a regular basis. Wednesday night we'll be on reviewing the Madrid game, but after that, the following two shows, we're working on a potential guest host with Colby because I will be in Disney World starting on Friday of this coming week from Friday to the following Thursday, taking the family on a nice Disney World trip to escape the cold and rain. I'm
gonna go with him. He's giving.
We're gonna stay. Yeah, we're gonna stick with him. Absolutely. The answer is always him.
We're talking about. I don't care that I'm the small man on the fucking totem pole. I'll fucking poke fun at anybody at this point.
Yep. So that's going forward for us. There'll be two shows that I will unfortunately have to miss. That's not how it's pronounced. That's not how it's pronounced. Nobody pronounced it that way except for two folks.
Two.
So I'll be missing a couple of shows because I'll be in Florida with the fam, with Mickey the Mouse and all of his friends. So
come on, man. Don't you flip the ears upside down when you said it like that. I just want to throw that out there to you.
No, that's your dirty mind playing tricks.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
You weirdo. No, I'm just kidding.
So
I'm just jelly that you're getting to go to Florida and soak up, what little sunshine we have during these times of year in our particular region of the country.
Yes.
I'm so tired of the fucking cold and the wind and the fucking snow and the fucking. We're going to get this fucking snowstorm in the middle of the week, and I'm not going to be happy.
I was very concerned when that first popped because it was looking like more on Thursday than Wednesday originally up here. And I was like, that's kind of pushing it with me flying out early on Friday morning. But it seems to be shifting more to Wednesday. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stress too much about it because it's like 5 days away and the weather people can't predict what's going to happen tomorrow, let alone 5 days from now.
Exactly. It changes every fucking 2 hours. So
yep.
You don't know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates, isn't it?
100%. So we'll see. But I was definitely Weather Channel app watching and all those things quite frequently to see what might be coming our way. So players get away and just start playing much better. Imagine that.
I am in a fantastic mood.
Look at the smile that he just gave you. That says it all right there. It says it all.
It'd be really evil if I wanted it to be. No, I'm sorry. Get up all on the camera, like
all up in the camera.
Look at my sharp teeth. No, I'm just kidding. I have nothing this week. This has kind of just been a blur week leading up. Nothing exciting.
Like Jaws.
Yep,
Yes, just like that.
just like that. No, for real. I have fucking werewolf teeth if you really look at them. sometimes when I'm biting on stuff, I'll catch my lip right on top of that.
Mhm.
Man,
I have that
do I
happen on a
hurt.
regular basis. My canines are very pointy,
Very
so
pointy.
I'm in the same boat. Same boat. I would frequently have I got one right here actually, right now, right on the inside of my gum.
Yep.
So I also have a bit of an overbite from when I was little. I was a thumb sucker when I was little, not a passy or whatever people call them. People call them all different things.
You are next
Um,
level.
So, but I was a thumb sucker, so I got a little bit of an overbite from that. So, well, this is depressing.
We are
No, it's not.
We're going through a lot of emotions here, Steve.
So many emotions.
What happened? I'm in a good mood and now I'm depressing. What happened?
It's a roller coaster, bro.
Story of my life. No, I'm just
Oh, now we got a concert going at the end of the show.
fuck you. I'm not singing for anybody.
Damn. Now I'm depressed.
Is that a euphemism? Everything's a euphemism. We're always making innuendos and fucking undercuts, if you will. Uh-oh. Joe's on his phone. We're losing him. We're losing him.
No, you're good. You're not losing me. Just doing a quick respawn.
Don't eat a dick. No, I'm just kidding.
My kiddo's birthday is tomorrow, so they're upstairs enjoying themselves. We did presents before I came down for the show, so she got to open up her. We're doing cake. We're not doing crazy food today. Taking it real easy because all three of them are kind of fighting through a little bit of a cold, so nobody's like real hungry. So it's like,
you know what kills a cold?
Simple.
I heard, because of the amount of vitamin C that is in it. Broccoli and cheese soup.
Well, that sounds very good right now.
Yes. Especially
so
windy and shit outside. I don't know if you guys could hear it through the mic, but it's been like loud.
Howling. I haven't heard it on my end. I don't know if they did, but well, back to the value. Steve, shut up.
Yep.
I did not bake the cake. I went to Cold Stone, which is a ice creamery on this side of the pond. Do they have those over there? Probably not. I'd imagine not. So it's I got an ice cream cake with some red velvet cake in the middle of the ice cream. So nice. Their ice cream cakes are very good. Not quite Carvel with like the little chocolate crumbles in them. Those are. Oh,
if you like Carvel,
I like the chocolate crumblies. I like that part of it.
That's just fucking Oreos.
I'm aware of that. It still tastes good.
Sometimes
it brings me back to my childhood where I would go to Dairy Queen for birthdays and get their ice cream cakes.
Define your terms, Steve Black. This can be taken a few different ways.
Yes. Yes and no. Yes and yes. There's lots of combinations there. Yes, Steven, that too. I need to make a swing by and grab a little something for this evening because there's no work tomorrow on this side of the pond.
Yes.
So I can relax and mess.
Ask if you would have asked me that like 20 years ago and changed the K to a T. Yes. Do I like to bake things? I can. I also like to bake them with baking things, if you catch what I'm saying.
Smell what he's stepping in there.
Yeah, I'm actually quite a good baker at those.
So Phoebe yawned.
Oh,
and she was very loud when she did so down the hallway. So yes, yeah, one of those ones. Yes, exactly one of those ones.
Bacon works with everything. Exactly. It really
I
does.
want bacon.
Dude, okay, speaking of that, I watched this fucking guy literally wash bourbon through bacon fat and make an old fashioned out of it, and I had never been more perplexed in my life.
That's very interesting.
Hot bacon fat.
Hmm.
Hot bacon fat. I don't know if I want a hot bacon fatty whiskey. The consistency is not
I
going
was
to be
gonna,
good.
yeah. The consistency reminds me of when on Survivor back in the day when they had to like eat the nasty food and get the milk shit like they would blend shit up from out in the delicacies that are wherever they were at, and the people had to drink very frothy bits and pieces. Ugh.
Same
Yes,
same place, different cut. Yes.
clogged arteries. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Da lardy da.
I love you guys.
You really are the fucking top. Thank you for breaking it up too, because we could sit here and be serious Sallies if we really wanted to. Feel like that's how everybody else is. You got to be like, you got to just talk about the regular stuff. You can't be like yourself because that's weird. Apparently, you can't be yourself.
Colby's not the only one.
That's also what it feels like now at my fucking shitty age of 38.
Hey man, we're still young at heart.
I'm just young at heart anymore.
We're still young at heart.
I want.
It's wild, dude. Like
Peter Pan forever.
Everybody at my high school, we're coming up on our
20th.
20, and everybody's like getting hyped up about like the reunion and doing this and sending surveys out and shit. I'm like, I have no interest at all in seeing the people I want to see from high school. I still see and I talk to. Those of you who I don't and just follow around on Facebook, that's good enough for me. I don't need to go spend an evening and money for open bars and food and event tickets for this shit. Like, no, thank you. I will pass. I will pass on that. Yeah, I don't have any desire to see folks.
Yeah, I got into the Facebook group for my class and just peeking around, and it's just like the same people doing this, being the same people. Like there's zero growth aside from their careers, maybe, or maybe mommy and daddy aren't paying for them anymore. I don't know.
Really, the only reason for me to go is just to people watch and see how bad some people have now looked, even though we're like the same age. And I don't want to like.
I'm one of them. I look worse than I did.
But you don't look 38 to me. You still look handsome.
Yeah, but when I was 15, I looked like I was 25. So,
and so it's just I see some people on Facebook and on social media that were in high school. I'm like, the years have not been super kind.
Well,
and
you clearly went down some paths.
Yes. Yes. So I'm like, some folks are our age and look like they're 48 instead of 38 or 50. I'm like, what happened? How does this happen? Life is tough sometimes. Hey, Luke, dude.
What's up, dude? I don't. What? How old do I look then? Can we get a
yes? Tell us that part.
Because
we're both 38.
Yeah,
how old do you think we both look?
We're literally 2 weeks apart. How are we feeling about Wednesday? I mean, we spoke about it a little bit. At least 45. I'll take it.
Very distinguished.
Yeah, right. How do we feel about Wednesday? We talked about it a little bit earlier in the episode. I mean,
it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be a tough one, especially going away. If we can
cautiously optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, if we can, bring together some semblance of what we saw against Newcastle, and hold them, I think we'll be right.
Ma'am, get out of the picture.
Phoebes.
That's my dog, y'all. But also like
it was a cat.
It can't. You're welcome. Thanks.
Fuckhead.
Asshole.
Captain Obvious.
But having that result yesterday, perfect timing for that. After a disappointing result on Tuesday, going back to their place, having such a positive result and a dominating performance like that, super helpful. So, and at times we were the better team against Real Madrid, and with Nico being an option in the midfield, with Ake and Diaz potentially being back, I think we have enough to counteract the loss of Akanji. So I like what we potentially have.
Samesies.
Yeah, nothing to lose. So just go for it, man. Let's go for it. Let's put some goals in early and see what we can do, man.
Let's also remember the fact that they're on 5 yellows, so there's still room for us to be dominant because they'll have to play back. But we also need to capitalize in the moments where we create anything at all, and not let things just miss opportunity after miss opportunity after miss opportunity. We need to
have to be clinical.
Cut that shit out. We've got to be a lot more clinical, especially when we're in the box. We've been really good lately. I feel like, I mean, especially against Newcastle, that ball in from the ball into McAtee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Drew was
more of that. They did, and Jude Bellingham obviously doesn't impact Champions League because it's a different competition. But Jude got himself a red for telling the referee to fuck off. And I do the entitlement level is next level for those dudes, because the referee thought he said fuck you, but Ancelotti went out and said, well, it's just a different translation. He didn't say fuck you. He was saying fuck off. Either one is not acceptable behavior and is guilty of getting yourself a red when you speak to the referee like that. So it doesn't matter if you change you to off or off to you or whatever. You still said the bad word, and that's going to get you a red when you're speaking to a referee like that. So the fact, of course, they're immediately appealing it and looking to get it, overturned and whatnot. But I'm sorry, you speak to a referee like that as a player.
Respect
yourself
my
in danger.
Like
you put yourself in jeopardy of getting one when you say stuff like that. And it doesn't matter which word it was that it came after the fuck.
Can we just talk about, in life though, there is a lack of consequences for a lot of people, and this is the type of shit that this breeds, guys. The level of entitlement that we see, not just in the sport with these particular players, but across all of it,
in life. Yeah. Consequences.
We did dodge a massive bullet not signing him, honestly. As great as I think he would have fit in with having played with Holland and Dortmund, and then of course him and Foden being buddy-ish, I really felt like that chemistry would have worked out really well. He also would have looked better in City Blue than fucking Lis Blanco White.
That or in that nasty orange they have this year.
What is that?
It's awful. It's so bad.
Dude, it looks like a Toyota RAV4.
Yeah. Yes. That's a great analogy.
If anybody knows, like that they have that same color. It's fucking yeah. What do you let's do that, Lukester. What are you thinking score-wise for Madrid? I hate doing
What about you, Steve? What about your score?
What about you? What about you?
Turn it around on you. I think we might win the game, but I think we won't get through.
Hold on.
Yes, hit him with the air horn.
One more time.
Ooh,
City
3-1 turnaround. I'm here for that energy, buddy. Because we need 2 to outright advance. If we just get one up on them, it goes to extra time, and we saw what happened with them before, and with PKs. Don't want it to get to that point. So
I can't believe the fucking Dolphins are going to play there.
Right?
Weird.
That. So
They also have I'm sorry. I'm sitting here thinking about their stadium and like I forget what it was we watched or what I've watched and how like the shit has like 6 fucking decks of just lights, and each one of the pieces of grass goes down underneath. I feel like that is the makings of somebody like somebody doing some Bane shit.
yes,
You just see the whole thing implode. Like, you know how far you would fall in that one?
very far.
In Heinz Field in real life, you're not falling that far, especially being like right next to a fucking river.
The river. Yeah.
Like, you're not falling that
Ain't that deep.
far.
I like that too.
Yeah, dude, maybe he's in his head and he does. Like, that will be fucking great. That will be fucking great. I think we'll be up 2 in the crowd in the back. Added pressure. See, and that's the biggest thing is newer stadium, loud crowd. We're not in our element. I don't want the young guys coming in scares me from the element of not being able to handle that type of scenario. I don't know.
I think we'll definitely see I think we'll see definitely a more veteran side, maybe with the addition of Nico in the middle. I think you have to start him in the 6, but I think he'll be the lone young guy. I think he'll go with a more veteran back line.
Hope so. What grounds do we want to visit the most? Okay. Can we go through each division? Because I kind of have that.
You answer it whatever way you want to answer it.
All right. Well, first and foremost, I want to go to where Main Road was. Right. I just want to go over there. I want to first check all that area out. Right. And then I want to go over the Etihad, of course. But Premier League parks that are stadiums that I would like to go to: St. James. I want to go to Brighton. I want to go to Stamford Bridge just because it's Stamford Bridge. Molyneux seems cool. Same thing with Craven Cottage, just because they're a little bit smaller. That's probably it for Premier League size. A stadium's a stadium in most cases. I don't think that Tottenham Stadium is going to be any better than a state-of-the-art stadium that I've seen over here, to be completely honest.
Some of the new ones that they built here are also phenomenal.
Right.
Engineers are good at their jobs. And architects that are designing these things. So I really, outside of the Premier League, I really would like to go to Dortmund Stadium and see the yellow wall. Seeing a match there, I think, would be absolutely awesome. Before it would I would have liked to go to the San Siro and see a match in Italy there. Apparently Napoli Stadium is pretty good, even from old days, because it's an older one, and you still kind of have like the
Me too.
Me too. So Peter has a list from his experience up too. He's got Everton, Newcastle, Fulham, and Burnley, the best away days in the Premier League.
I'd like to go check out Burnley simply for the fact that JJ Watt owns that team, and see what they've done with the grounds.
It's more to say that I did, not to actually, because I think it'd be a cool stadium. It's more for the history.
I want that, and I want the smaller atmosphere. I don't want a 60,000 seat atmosphere, because I feel like it's a little bit different than a 20 or 30. I mean, obviously it's going to be half the crowd size, right? He said San Siro is awful.
Yeah, that was me responding to him on that one.
Sorry.
I know it's not a great stadium, but more so I just wanted to go for all the history that's been there.
Right.
I'd like to go to a Celtic game at Celtic Park.
I think that would be cool
They're
too.
apparently pretty rockish.
I want to. You guys are gonna fucking call me ridiculous. I want to go to Hull City because that's suffice it to say where uh, my heritage is from. So I would like to go up there and check a match out, see what that culture is like. European, I don't really care for Spain, to be quite fair. Same thing with France. Germany, no, I would go see a lower end team in France just to see what that's like.
Hmm.
Bundesliga, I want to see Wolfsburg Stadium. I want to see Dortmund's. I want to see Bayern Munich's. Um,
The Allianz.
the Allianz, yeah. I want to go to Stuttgart simply because that's where Mercedes are made. Might as well catch a
There you
game
go.
on there. Um, that's really it, honestly. Best in England Leeds. I've heard that. That'd be an interesting one too.
My memories of us playing there are the times where they've just thrown paper and cups and shit all into the corner flags and onto the pitch, and just our guys going to take corners and they're just being paper all over the place.
Mm. Mm. Trying to think of some other ones. Oh, you know where I would like to see? Go up to Sweden, Norway, and go to Mold, where Holland played. The little bit that I saw of clips where they show where he grew up, and then that stadium, I was like, dude, that actually like looks like a little bit of fun. Just
Mm-hmm.
to see that small little like fishing town feel. You know what I mean? Also,
Yep.
I just like that geography, to be quite honest.
Now we're getting into like places we want a vacation to.
Right. I'm sure later in our lives when we get the well, not when we get the when we're more settled in life, come over there and see when we go to towns that will probably be on the bucket list to go to town and where's the football stadium?
Yes.
Uh,
Millwall of the Den is intense.
I've heard. There's also a part of me that wants to go walk Green Street.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Just
of
because
course.
of the movie. And some people started life a little bit later because some people decided to party through their 20s. I wouldn't on the making a family train till late in my 20s. And I ain't 45,
Well,
fucker.
to be fair, some of us were not planning on starting said family at 23, 24. It just kind of
Oopsie.
happened and was forced upon, and you adapt at that point. So I love Jordan, but she definitely was a very happy surprise.
You're so kind. Very
So-
choosy with your words, aren't you?
I have to be. Can't let people misconstrue them.
We all know you love your fucking kids, dude.
I know
I
you
do.
guys do. I'm not
I
talking about y'all. Y'all are our peoples. Y'all, I know y'all get us. It's the snakes in the grass that like to hop in.
Oh
and
yeah,
accounts
that'll
that
probably
like to-
take a little fraction of something and make it this fucking big.
exactly
Kind of the way they do on CNN.
Mm-hmm. So
Sorry.
still partying. Good for you, Steve.
Are you the
Didn't
guy? Are you the guy over there?
Are you the
That's
guy?
what I'm starting to think now. That's what I'm starting to think. I think Steve is the party connection over there now.
That's good to know. Very good to know.
Very good to know. Right on. You guys have anything else? If not, we're going to skedaddle. I gotta go cook dinner.
That you do.
I gotta go cook dinner. Yes, I've heard East London is an absolute hole. To be honest, I heard it's becoming more of an art district, though, which I'm not too terribly against. I like my art, but yeah.
Cheers, fellows. That sounded so proper, and I know Steven's voice, and it just that totally contrasted what I'm
Yeah, it's so far off. Oh my god. Who is that serial killer? Who is the serial killer? What's his name? Gacy.
John Wayne.
John Wayne Gacy. No.
All that.
All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us this afternoon. All 25 of you. That was at our max. Could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're here with us on your Sunday. We appreciate it. As always, until Wednesday, where we review Real Madrid, I'm going to leave you with...
Steve, send us your email.
Steve, send us your email.
What?
I said send your email.
What?
Send it. Just email.
What?
No, that's what I meant.
Oh, right.
Excuse me?
No. I'm done playing with y'all.
Our email, Steve-O.
Hold on, I got the credit for all that. Oh, it's all done. Oopsie daisies.
That's okay.
That's all right. They can just hear us sit here and fuck off for a second while we just let this shit roll.
If they're still hanging around.
I mean, there's somebody here.
Steve.
Where?
He keeps saying what?
What? You know who I hear right now? I hear Stephen Hawking.
Yes. I got you. I see you.
I'm not 45. Forever 38.
Forever.
I swear.
Aquarii for life.
What?
Aquarii for life.
What?
Aquarii for life.
Is this your special bush? Fuck y'all. See you later.